You are tired. Not just the kind of tired that comes from a short night's sleep. No, this is different. You are soul tired. You are carrying that heavy, gray exhaustion that seems to settle in the bones of every modern parent. It is 5:30 p.m., the golden hour of chaos, the time of day when patience is thin as paper and the world feels too loud, too bright, and too demanding. Your name is Ethan, and right now, you are just trying to survive the grocery store. Beside you is Leo. He is 5 years old. He is brilliant. He notices the way dust motes dance in the sunlight, and he can tell you the difference between a brontosaurus and a brachiosaurus. But he is also a raw nerve ending. He feels everything, deeply. When he is happy, he shines like a supernova. But when he is upset, he burns. We all know this feeling, don't we? That subtle tightening in the chest, when we sense a shift in the atmosphere. The barometer drops, the air gets heavy. It starts with a box of cereal. I want the rainbow loops, Leo says. His voice is small, but there is an edge to it. A vibration that warns of tremors to come. You sigh. You check the label. Sugar, red dye, just junk. Not today, buddy, you say, trying to keep your voice light. Let's get the oatmeal squares. We talked about this. Leo stops. The cart stops. The world seems to stop. He looks at the rainbow box. Then he looks at you. His lower lip begins to tremble. It is a small movement, barely visible. But to you, it looks like the first crack in a dam. But you promised, he whispers. You didn't promise. You know you didn't. Logic tells you that you are right. But logic has no power here. Logic is a foreign language in the land of big feelings. I didn't promise, Leo. Come on, let's go. We're tired. You reach for his hand. That was your mistake. You tried to move him before you moved his heart. He yanks his hand away. He throws his head back. And then, the sound. A scream that is not just loud, it is physical. It tears through the fluorescent air of the aisle, shattering the hum of the refrigerators. No, I hate the squares. I want the rainbows. And just like that, the storm makes landfall. There is a special kind of loneliness that happens in a crowded room when your child is melting down. Suddenly, the grocery aisle is no longer a place to buy food. It is a stage, a theater, and you are the villain in the spotlight. Leo is on the floor now. He is kicking. His small sneakers squeak against the linoleum. He is spinning, flailing, a whirlwind of 5-year-old rage. You feel the eyes. To your left, an older woman in a beige coat stops her cart. She doesn't say anything. She just watches. Her lips are pressed into a thin line. You can hear her thoughts as clearly as if she shouted them. In my day, we didn't let children behave like that. Is not ham. To your right, a young couple glances over, then quickly looks away. Their face is a mix of pity and relief that it isn't them. We have all been Ethan in this moment. The heat rises up the back of your neck. It is a prickly, burning shame. It whispers to you, you are failing. Everyone is looking. Fix this. Fix it now. Your instinct kicks in. The old instinct. The one passed down from generations of be quiet and stop crying. You want to grab Leo. You want to use your size, your voice, your authority. You want to hiss through gritted teeth. Get up right now, or no TV for a week. You want to crush the behavior, because the behavior is hurting your pride. Leo, stop it, you say. Your voice is tight, dangerous. People are staring. Get up. He screams louder. He knocks a display of granola bars onto the floor. Crash. The sound snaps something inside you. Panic mixes with anger. You feel the urge to loom over him, to become the giant, to frighten him into silence just to make the staring stop. Control him, the voice in your head screams. If you don't control him, you are weak. But then, you pause, just for a microsecond. You look at Leo. Really look at him. He isn't looking at the cereal anymore. His eyes are squeezed shut. His face is red, wet with tears. He isn't manipulating you. He isn't trying to humiliate you. He is drowning. He is drowning in a chemical flood of cortisol and adrenaline that his little brain cannot swim through. And you realize, if you act on your anger now, you aren't teaching him. You are just drowning him faster. This is the hardest part. This is the moment that separates the old way from the new way. You remember the article you read, the one about the Korean concept of connection. The pause. It goes against every fiber of your being. Your body wants to fight. Your body wants to run. But you choose to do neither. You take a breath, a deep, intentional breath. You inhale for 4 counts, hold it, and exhale for 4. You visualize a switch inside your chest. You reach in and dim the lights of your own anger. You force your shoulders to drop away from your ears. And then, you do the thing that looks like surrender. You crouch down. You ignore the woman in the beige coat. You ignore the spilled granola bars. You ignore the clock ticking toward dinner time. You sink down to the dirty grocery store floor until your eyes are level with your screaming son. You do not tower. You do not threaten. You simply arrive. This is the physical signal of safety. By lowering your body, you are telling his reptilian brain, I am not a predator. I am not a threat. I am your safe harbor. It feels ridiculous. You feel exposed. You are a grown man squatting in the cereal aisle while your son screams in your face. But we know, this vulnerability is actually strength. It is the courage to be present in the chaos. It doesn't work immediately. In the movies, the music swells, the child stops crying, and everyone applauds. In real life, Leo screams louder. Go away, he yells, pushing at your chest. You're mean. The rejection stings. It feels like a slap. The voice in your head returns, louder this time. See, it's not working. He's disrespectful. You're letting him walk all over you. Punish him. End quote. This is the internal war. The battle between the desire for obedience and the desire for connection. You want him to be good. But more than that, you need him to be understood. You hold your ground, not with force, but with stillness. You don't speak yet. Words are useless right now. His logic center is offline. He can't process a lecture on nutrition or budget. He can only process presence. You reach out a hand, slowly. You place it gently on his heaving shoulder. He tries to shrug it off. You keep it there, light, steady, an anchor. You are transmitting a message through your palm. I am here. I am not leaving. You can push me away, you can scream, you can fall apart, and I will still be right here. You wait. 10 seconds, 20 seconds. It feels like an hour. The air around you feels thick, but you just breathe. You let your own calm become a contagious force. You are the thermostat, not the thermometer. You don't reflect his temperature. You set the temperature of the room. We often forget that children borrow our nervous systems. When theirs is on fire, they need ours to be cool water. If we catch fire too, the whole house burns down. And then, the shift happens. It is subtle. Leo's body, which was rigid as a board, begins to soften. The screams lose their sharp, angry edge and dissolve into jagged, wet sobs. His fists unclench. He looks at you, really looks at you, and he sees that you aren't angry. He sees that your face is soft. The fear in his eyes vanishes, replaced by a deep, aching sadness. Now you can speak, but you don't lecture. You don't say, see, that was unnecessary. You simply name the storm. You are really mad, you say softly. Your voice is low, under the radar of the grocery store hum. You wanted the rainbow loops. And I said no. And that feels so unfair. You validate the feeling, not the behavior. You give dignity to his disappointment. Leo nods. A fresh wave of tears comes. But these are release tears. He leans forward. He stumbles into your arms. You catch him. You wrap your arms around his small, trembling frame right there on the floor. You don't care about the dust. You don't care about the strangers. He buries his face in your neck. He smells like sweat and baby shampoo. I wanted them. He sobs into your shirt. I know, you whisper. I know you did. It's hard when we can't get what we want. And then, the truth comes out. The secret. Leo pulls back just an inch. He hiccups. And, he stammers. And what, Leo? And Caleb said, I was a baby today. The world stops again. It wasn't the cereal. It is never really about the cereal. The cereal was just the trigger. The cereal was just the safe place to explode. The real pain was buried deep, carried all day from the playground. A heavy stone in his pocket that he didn't know how to take out. Caleb called you a baby? You ask, your heart breaking a little. He nods. Because I couldn't climb the big wall. If you had yelled, if you had dragged him out, you never would have known. You would have thought he was a bad kid wanting sugar. But he was just a hurt kid, feeling small, feeling powerless. And when you said no to the cereal, it was just one more thing he couldn't do. One more proof that he was small. We are so quick to judge the surface that we miss the ocean beneath. You hold him tighter. That must have hurt your feelings, you say. Yeah, he whispers. The storm has passed. The wreckage is still there. The granola bars are still on the floor. Your knees are sore. Your heart is racing, but the sky is clearing. Let's take a breath, you say. Together, like we practiced. You take a deep breath, exaggerating the sound. Leo mimics you. His breath is shuddering, jagged, but he tries. In and out. In and out. You feel his heart rate slowing down against your chest. You feel your own anger evaporating, leaving behind a residue of fierce, protective love. We need to pick up these bars, you say gently after a moment. I know, he says. He stands up. You stand up. You look at the woman in the beige coat. She is still watching. But now, you don't feel shame. You feel pity. Pity that she might never have known this level of connection. Pity that she thinks obedience is better than understanding. Leo bends down and picks up a box of granola bars. He hands it to you. "I'm sorry," I screamed. "Dad." He didn't say it because he was forced. He said it because he felt safe enough to feel remorse. "I forgive you," you say. "I'm sorry I didn't listen sooner." You leave the rainbow loops on the shelf. You continue shopping. But something has changed. Leo is holding your hand, not because you are gripping him, but because he is holding on to you. He walks a little closer to your leg. You walk to the checkout line, exhausted, yes, maybe even more tired than before. Emotional labor is heavy lifting, but as you load the milk and the eggs onto the belt, Leo looks up at you. "Dad? Yeah, bud? You're my best friend." The words hit you in the chest. You smile. A real, tired, beautiful smile. We make mistakes. We lose our tempers. We get embarrassed. But in those 60 seconds, those critical, agonizing 60 seconds where you chose to pause, to crouch, to connect, instead of control, you didn't just stop a tantrum. You built a bridge. And as you walk out into the cool evening air, hand in hand, you know that whatever storms come tomorrow, you will weather them together.